I'm so fucking lucky to have gotten AJ to come out. Now, I took AJ's seminar because I just saw so much fucking value in it. And then I went, I learned a shit ton about marketing. I mean, this guy is a total boss. I'm like so grateful to even have this guy here. Like, it blows my mind. Like, I did not foresee that a year ago or a year and a half ago when I took his program that he'd be here, you know, chilling with me. He's a super successful multimillionaire, self-made entrepreneur. The guy's the fucking boss. He is the owner of Online SuperCoach. Yeah, check out this guy's shit. AJ Mihrzad, guys. Come on up, man. Brother, dude, thank you so much, man.
If we could just stand up for like 2 seconds. Stand on up. Quick stretch. We're gonna just loosen up, put the hands up in the air, just like that. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Do me a big favor. Put your right arm on the shoulder of the person on your left. Just touch it real quick. Give him a shake. Squeeze it. Say, wake up, baby cakes. That's it. All right. Just loosen up. That's it. Come on, we got a long night. No need in sitting down. You can have a seat now. I appreciate that. So, as I mentioned and Brad mentioned, good friends, I came here for one purpose, to give you guys a massive amount of value. I usually do 2-day seminars here in New York. I do it twice a year, and I could talk forever and ever and ever. So my biggest challenge is condense everything I know in 20 minutes, okay? I'm gonna give you a bit of a backstory of how I got to where I am today, and I'm gonna open up some questions for you guys, okay? So a lot of times you'll have a person up here and you'll see the finished product. You'll see the success, whether they're great with women, they're very confident, they're wealthy, what have you. But you don't realize the road that it took to get there. And I came to find that your success in life is correlated to the amount of pain you could tolerate. So the more pain you could tolerate, the more successful you are in everything, because obviously there's a lot of failure to get to the top. And what I'm going to talk about is a little bit of the pain that I went through myself, because I'm up here, I'm speaking, I do seminars, I host retreats at my house, have about 10, 20 people stay over and really transform their lives. But it didn't happen overnight. You see, I actually grew up very, very insecure. For the first 20 years of my life, I stuttered. Could not finish a sentence. I was 60 pounds overweight, I had it all. Man boobs, big old belly, chipmunk cheeks. And I never in a million years would ever think I would be, 1, a speaker, 2, a millionaire, right? There was a lot of things I had to overcome. My father, he did the best he could, but he was very abusive. So growing up, he would call me fat, ugly, stupid. He had a drinking problem, and he took it out on myself, my brothers, and my mother. So there were a lot of situations where I'd see my father hit my mother. And as a child, you become paralyzed because 2 people that you love in a violent situation, and this really affected me. So being a young kid, I couldn't process this pain. So what I did was eat, and I was eating food. That was the only escape that I had. And as I got older, the food turned into drugs and alcohol. And I got really caught up in a lot of heavy drug use in terms of cocaine, crystal meth, ecstasy. And I had all this pain from my childhood that I was trying to drown away with food, alcohol, drugs. I overdosed numerous times. And you would think after the first overdose, you would quit. Cold turkey, that's it. But that's how much pain I had. It was like I couldn't shut this mind off. So in my early 20s, I had a really serious drug overdose that actually led me into a coma for 7 days. I was pronounced dead. They managed to save my life. And that's when I kind of knew that, all right, enough is enough. Because if I keep on going, I'm not going to live. So at the time, I was very overweight. As I mentioned, very insecure, had no confidence, stuttered, and had a serious substance abuse issue. So the only thing that worked for me at the time was self-improvement, right? The first thing that I focused on was my fitness, because that was the closest thing, and I knew the biggest thing I needed to do. So I got into nutrition and exercise, and I started to just go to the gym. I didn't know what I was doing initially. I was there for like 2 hours a day, eating lettuce and turkey breast, just burning fat. Over time, I started to understand the dynamics of fitness and nutrition, and I started losing the weight, gaining the muscle. And I went back to school, and I got my master's in exercise science and nutrition. And over time of being consistent, I realized that with fitness, there's a formula. So within a year's time, I was able to lose body fat, add muscle, and transform my physique. And this led to me being more confident and being happier with myself. Then I became sober. I stopped using the drugs and alcohol and focused all my energy on my fitness. And that led me to the world of personal training. But what fitness did, it made me realize that in life we have 4 areas. We have our health, our wealth, women, and happiness. These are the 4 pillars of life. And every single one has a formula to get to the top. So fitness was kind of like my gateway drug. That was my first formula that I understood and optimized. And once I did that, I started to help other people. I had people in the gym coming up to me and saying, can you teach me how to lose weight? Can you show me what you did? You lost so much weight. You were so fat before. What happened to you? And I started training them for free. And I realized, wow, I can make some money doing this. So I went and got my personal trainer certificate, and I started a fitness business. So once I started doing that, I came to realize that with a business, there's a formula as well. Because when it comes to a business, it's a 3-part process. It's number 1, understanding marketing. Number 2, understanding sales. And 3 is service, okay? Now, if you focus on marketing, sales, and service, you can make any business successful. And that's all I did. I read tons of books on marketing, sales, giving the best service to my clients, getting results, and then I started to increase my income. And very quickly, my personal training business blew up, took it to 6 figures, and then I started to branch out and took it online. So I started an online fitness business, and that started taking off around 2010. And shortly after, I got approached by a lot of other entrepreneurs and business owners who asked me to coach them. So I started my company called Online SuperCoach, which was essentially giving people the formula to wealth, okay? Because once I started to crack the code, then I broke the 7-figure mark and made my first $1 million, okay? And I did it in a very simple way because, as I mentioned, there's 3 factors to a business, right? Sales, marketing, and service. So when I was building my online business, I essentially had a $5,000 online program. And to make $1 million a year, you have to only make $80,000 a month, okay? So I logically broke it down. I said, if I have 16 clients sign up every single month at $5,000, then it will make $80,000 a month. If I do this consistency over 1 year, that's $1 million, okay? So once I started to really understand this, I realized there were 2 factors. Obviously, there's systems in a business, right? There's a algorithm that you follow. There's also mindsets. And in everything in life as well, right? To crack the code with women, there's a mindset you have to have, an inner game, and then a tactical process, right? A strategy. So what I want to do for you guys is really help you crack the code, or even if you're starting out, get on the right path, or if you're advanced already, to take that to the next level. Because obviously there's a lot of experts here, a lot of great talks. We're going to be focusing on the 4 pillars tonight. If you didn't notice, a lot of it's going to be about cracking the code on women, right? Cracking the code on fitness. A lot of us know that. We discussed that through martial arts, weight training, cardio. But one thing I want to touch upon is happiness, right? Do you think there's a formula to happiness? To being happy, peaceful, energy? I'm sorry, your name? Mean Gene. All right. So off the top of the head, I'm going to put you on the spot. What do you feel is a formula for happiness?
Happiness?
Yes.
Opportunity and preparation is happiness.
Can you elaborate on that?
You being aligned internally, presented with the correct opportunity, as you move through life, the combination of those 2 will ultimately lead to happiness. I feel happiness to me, I like to look at it as fulfillment.
Fulfillment.
Happiness is kind of, it comes and goes.
Yes.
Whereas fulfillment is
Mindset involved, and then a formula. The formula is your daily actions, okay? the daily habits you have towards optimizing these areas of your life. And like anything, imagine if you cracked the code for fitness and you were getting down below 10% body fat, right? Once you understand that recipe, you do it over and over and over again. Wealth is the same way. Once you break 6 figures, then you go to 500,000, a million, 5 million, 10 million. It just goes on and on and on, because essentially there's a mindset to get to the next level and a strategy, right? And I didn't learn this myself. I learned it by coming to seminars like this. People a lot smarter than me. Every time I went in a room, made sure I was the dumbest person in the room, because I learned from other people and that knowledge passed on to me, and that's how I get better. So I really want to serve you guys in the highest way possible. So let's focus on wealth, okay? So I'm going to take some questions on cracking the code. Anything you want to know in terms of getting started? Yes?
Sales, how to get a client, how to go door to door, speak to the person, engage them, and close a deal with them for a monthly payment.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, so you're talking about like door-to-door sales.
pretty much.
How to get good at sales?
Basically.
I mean, the best way I got good at sales is obviously practice, right? So I've done like thousands of sales presentations. There's 3 ways to sell. You're selling on the phone, you're selling in person, or you're selling through the internet. So essentially, the hardest one to do is to sell through the internet, because if I'm here with you right now, our energy, you're here and I'm talking, I could really persuade you, but if you see me on a screen, you get distracted, right? So it's basically learning how to sell at the hardest medium, like let's say selling on video, and then from there, every other sales process gets easier, right? So like, I had to learn on the phone first, and then over time, in person, and at my seminars, I closed multiple 6 figures in one day, right? And it's not something that I was born with, but it's a process, it's a formula. But essentially, practice obviously, and also studying sales like your life depends on it. Because everything we do is sales, whether you're persuading a woman to go home with you, or you're persuading someone to take money out of their wallet and put it in yours, it's persuasion. So persuasion is the best skill you could have. And I'll give you guys my contact information so I can give you books and resources to help you guys, because obviously I have a short amount of time here, so I want to maximize the value of a gift. But like I said, I'll help you out with some sales books, 100%. Yes. I'm sorry, your name?
Ryan,
Ryan, yes.
hard to go from like a good paying like 9 to 5, 9 to whatever, and just start something on the side to kind of get out of that mainstream kind of the rat race.
Yes. Great question. So it's like having a side hustle first, and then from there, building that up where you make some more money than your 9 to 5. And I have a business called Online SuperCoach. The philosophy is that you have a superpower, right? You have this amazing gift or this ability that you could monetize. And usually your 9 to 5 is not your superpower. Your superpower is your skill that you're super passionate about. It's like your zone of genius. When you do it, it energizes you. You get creative. It fires you up. I'm up here. I'm in my superpower. I lose track of time and space. I don't know where I am, what time it is, but I'm just flowing. And I get paid a lot of good money for this, right? So you have to really understand what your superpower is and then figure out how to monetize it. So since you have a superpower, you have people that you want to be a hero to. So who do you want to be a hero to? That's the second question. Who do you want to serve? Whose life do you want to change? And then you look for those people and you serve them to the highest ability, okay? So friend Satori, he's up here, right? He has a superpower, an amazing skill, very unique, and he's very aware of who he wants to be a hero to. He's not for everyone. So he puts out a lot of great content, videos, blog posts he's up here sharing. So that's his life's purpose. And the more that he does it, he gains mastery. Soon he's going to be a millionaire because he's very focused on his superpower and who he wants to be a hero to. So it's as simple as that. So I have a book that's really like about finding your superpower, finding who you want to be a hero to, and then developing like a business around it. I'll share it with you guys at the end of my presentation. Yes. I'm sorry, your name?
I'm Elon.
Elon.
I want to do pretty much what you're doing.
Okay.
Exactly. But my thing is like I've developed my physique a lot, worked on it a lot, but I'm never like completely satisfied with like my physique and like what I'm bringing to the table kind of. Also, I feel like it takes so much into building the right body. There's so many different things, and I feel like people want like a quick fix, and
Yes.
that's what they want to buy. And I feel disingenuous, like selling them like these 3 simple things, which is such like a fitness thing, where I've had to work my ass off for 5 years to develop what I have, and I feel like there's no easy way to convey that to people. So I'm not sure how to market.
That's a great question. So the secret of marketing is to give people what they want, but teach them what they need, okay? So whether it's pickup, whether it's making $1 million or getting a six-pack, no one wants to know the hard shit. You have to tell them that there's a 3-step process to getting to where they need to be, so it gets them hooked, and once they get financially invested, because once a person pays, then they pay attention. So they pay you money and they'll do whatever you have to say. But obviously, anything that is worthwhile requires hard work and sacrifice, whether it's your fitness, whether it's women, whether it's wealth. But you can't tell people that it's hard or you had to work years and years to get there. Smart people understand that, but you want to get people hooked in, and that's marketing 101, right? All the successful marketers know how to create an elegant offering, a hook that gets people sucked in, and then once they get sucked in, then they get inspired to do the work.
Do you feel there's like a physique baseline that you need to be at? Like you need to have shredded abs or all the time or something like that? 'Cause
Not at all, not at all. If you're just a few steps ahead of someone, you could coach them, okay? You don't have to be Mr. Olympia to give a person advice, right? You don't have to sleep with 1,000 women to help a person get a date or to approach a woman, right? So it's basically just being a few steps ahead. And I said serving, helping people, and the more you help, the more that you could build a business out of it. Yes?
How do you acquire the certain mindsets that you have to like become successful in business?
The easiest and fastest way is act as if, and soon you will become. The most powerful thing is your identity. Your identity in everything in life, your identity as a ladies' man, as a multimillionaire, as even being fit and healthy. So like, if you were a millionaire, what does a millionaire think? How do they speak? How do they act on a daily basis? Okay? You have to be very, very cautious of your time and focus on doing what millionaires do on a daily basis. And the more you do that, the more you develop those habits and that deep identity, and then you become that person very quickly. Same thing, like if a guy, let's say for example, he doesn't know anything about pickup, the one piece of advice I would give him is act as if and soon you will become, because if he acts confident and if he just pretends like he knows what he's doing, he'll be much better off than the guy who has a really shitty identity, because your self-image is who you are essentially.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yes.
Kind of twofold. How do you go about building your brand? How do you monetize it? Like, does most of your money come from the product, or do you like get money from YouTube, from views and subscriptions? Like, where does it all? I guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's a great business philosopher. One of my mentors' name is Jim Rohn. RIP, passed away. He says your value in the marketplace is correlated to. Your wealth is correlated to the amount of value you add to the marketplace. So essentially, the more value you add on the internet, in person, and helping people, the more money you essentially make, okay? So over the past 10 years, I've added a lot of value to the marketplace that I'm worth multiple $1 million a year, okay? So I'm doing this as a favor for Brad, but usually I'll charge $10,000 to $20,000 for a speaking gig because my time is very valuable, my knowledge is very valuable. I've acquired it over a long time, and I have a lot of people that I've helped, right? So essentially, the more valuable you get, then you could create products out of your knowledge. Then you can make appearances and people will pay you. But it all starts by adding value, right? You see, Brad adds a shit ton of value. That's why you guys are all here. He's constantly making videos. He's putting out posts. He's doing weird experiments with himself, right? But he is sacrificing his health for us, right? That's value. So basically, when you're helping people, you're adding value, and then you become very valuable, right? That's why, like a janitor, their job can be done by anyone. They're not that valuable. But then you have a CEO that only few people can be a CEO, right? So the more value you add to yourself, the more money you make, and the more status you have. Yes.
So I'm starting an online marketing company. And just,
Awesome.
How do you get that very first client? I know there's multiple ways to go about it. Niching down, go to door to door.
starting for free, how would you
Yeah.
recommend to get started with that very first client?
That's a great question. So like when I was building my online fitness business, I literally put a post on Facebook. I'm going to be taking on 3 new coaching clients absolutely for free. The only thing I ask is for your testimonial for a case study that I'm holding. So essentially, you take 1, 2, 3 people, however long your time allows, and you fucking transform their life. You just give them so much value, overwhelm them with all of your best shit, and you make them the best case study possible. So they become a case study, you've transformed their life, and you use them for your marketing in the future. And they also bring you referrals, right? So I will get you this tremendous value. You bring me 3 people, and I could use you in my testimonials and my videos. That's the best way to get started, and then it grows from there. All right? Sorry, your name?
Tony.
Tony.
I have a simple question, like, how do you deal with information overload? Like,
Great question.
You know how many places to go, but you get stuck.
So I believe in having a 50-50 balance, 50% action, 50% information download. So I have a quote, it's action alleviates anxiety, okay? So the more action that you take, the less overwhelmed you get. So there's a lot of awesome stuff that we're learning here. Some people are gonna keep it on their notepads, read it when they get home, and then throw it to the side. Great information, awesome seminar. Other people, they're gonna go out into the streets and implement this shit. Those are the people that's gonna have the transformations. So the more action you take, the more success you achieve. So realize how much you're taking in and also realize how much you're putting out. And it doesn't even mean by implementing is the best, but also teaching it to someone else, right? So I'm up here, a lot of stuff that I've learned, I'm teaching you. So when I teach it to you, I have a benefit as well. It gets solidified in my brain, right? So share it with other people, and that's a good way of restoring it, but also like it changes your identity essentially. Gene?
What's your favorite book and why?
My favorite book, great question, is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and it's just my philosophy on living in the present moment. Now, I found that the more that I live in the present moment, the more peaceful I am, the more successful I am, the more focused I am. Right now in this day and age, we have very short attention spans, and the number one resource is focus. So you need to focus on being as present as possible. You understand when you're out and you're basically talking to women, when you're present, you can calibrate slight changes and you're fully there. They can feel your energy, right? Same thing on a sales call. If I'm selling someone something, the more present I am, the higher the chance I'll succeed at that sale. But overall in life, like, this is it. This moment is all we have. So my philosophy is to live in the present and to maximize it. Even on my wrist, to maximize this moment. This moment is all we have. So every moment of my life, I try to maximize. What's the most amount of value I can add to someone? If I'm on a train and there's a beautiful woman, I can sit here and think about it, or I can maximize the moment and go up and talk to her, right? So in every single moment, there's this highest capitalization you could make. So being present and maximizing each moment is really the secret of success.
Awesome.
Yes.
What does your daily schedule look like?
My daily schedule. So basically, the title of my talk is How to Be a Self-Made Millionaire and Take 2 Naps a Day. So that's literally what I do. Like essentially, I've been building a business for the past 10 years. So a lot of what I have is automated. So I've automated marketing systems, sales funnels, I have coaches, I have like an infrastructure. So essentially, I have a business that brings in a few $100,000 a month on autopilot. So I live in a mansion essentially. I take naps. I have friends over. I create videos. Like I don't do much because I created a lot of momentum over the years. So I pretty much cruise. I just work out, drive my car, hang out, and invite lady friends over, like pretty simple life. But obviously, like I said, I had to go through a lot of shit to be where I am today. But in the beginning, there's hard work,
How does stand out in a very overpopulated industries like fitness? I mean, there's a lot of programs out there. How do you stand out?
Well, one is by results. Obviously, results is the best marketing. So in any industry you are, the more results you have, you'll be in the top of your game. but also your personality, right? People don't buy coaching, they buy coaches. So essentially, there's a lot of different dating coaches here, but you're gonna align with specific personalities, the people who are more themselves. Okay, I am myself right now. There's thousands of different business coaches, right? But I stand out because I have a unique angle that I bring to the market. I have a lot of results as well. So results and personality. Yes, the gentleman in the back.
How old are you? How many businesses are you involved in? And what's the most profitable kind of niche business that you're in?
Yeah, great question. I'm 36 years old, and I'm involved in two main businesses. One is my online weight loss business, and the other one is my online SuperCoach business. At this current time, my online SuperCoach business is the most profitable just because it's a very niche thing, and I am most passionate about it. So I used to be a lot more passionate with my fitness business, but all my time and energy, my presence goes into my business coaching because my goal is to help people become self-made millionaires. I've had a lot of my students become six-figure, seven-figure earners, so I pour all my heart into that. So essentially, whatever you put your heart into is going to be the most successful. Yes. Yes, your name?
All right, my name's Abdul.
Abdul.
The question is, people's attention is divided in so many mediums. How do you know which medium you need to focus on and to investigate the most instead of spreading yourself thin across every?
I say to focus on the one that you're the best at. Like, I'm amazing at video, but I suck at typing, right? So all of my content is mainly video. I have very little writing content, very little audio. So you're gonna communicate through writing, audio, or video. Find which one you can be the most prolific in. I believe in being more prolific than being perfect. What could you produce tons of content in? Like, you know, Brad, he does a lot of live videos. Now, if he were to have a blog, we wouldn't get a lot of content from him. So find the one that you're awesome at, it comes easy, and just master that. Fuck being on all the different platforms. Like me, I'm just on Facebook and Instagram. All my energy is on Facebook because that brings me the most money. And if you want to follow me on Facebook, it's super simple. Facebook, AJ Fix. Feel free to model a lot of what I do because my Facebook page brings me a lot of money. And you'll see a simple process that I just market and sell on there. And I want to give you guys a gift, okay? Because I wrote a book about the 5 systems you need to grow $1 million online business. These are all the things I do with myself and my students, and I'll give you guys a copy. Super simple. You just got to take out your phone, and what you do is you text the word amazing to 33444. So you just go to 33444 on your phone, and you text the word amazing on there, okay? 33444, that's the number.
33444.
Correct. 33444. And then you're going to text the word amazing. Once you do that, you're going to get a reply. You add your email on there, and I'll send you the book. And like I said, if you guys are in town, I'm having a seminar next month because Brad's my boy. I'll give you guys a discount if you want to come in. This is what I do for 2 days, and it's a lot more tactical. Yes.
I just have a quick question on like phrases. Like the bar noise also my favorite.
Yes.
Like aside